They
Is
were
it
all corvetting.
Smith Schuster?
Juju, yeah, but they were all corvetting. The
Yeah, they
Steelers
were
were
all
corvetting
Corvetting
until the Browns beat them in the
in their Corvette and left them blue and black. New England Patriots. Well, we also have maybe a topic if we have some time left. NFL. New England Patriots, man. Ain't going that good these days.
no man. The Patriots are well. When Brady left, it seemed like the
They lost an anchor. That's for sure.
yeah, but it seemed like they everyone expected them to not perform as well, but they weren't bad. It's not that like they won two games that season, so they were, let's say,
They were average.
average. Yeah,
Yes. They're
but
still
you would
average.
think, but yeah, that's the point, right? So you would think that they were average, and it would take Bill Belichick, a couple of years to get back to where they were, because there was the whole debate of who was better. Was it Bill or Tom? Was Bill more responsible for the Patriots' success, or Tom Brady, et cetera, et cetera? And so a lot of people were betting on Bill because of his system mindset. And yeah,
So, guys. Before I continue talking to you, guys, you know I'm a Pats fan, so I know the team isn't quite good. To answer your or to respond on your remark, so they have been average since Brady left, which tells you that Bill is a good coach because he has average players. Look at, for example, other coaches with average players. I'll give you an example: Riverboat Ron at Commanders and Panthers. They lose. They all lose. I mean, Riverboat Ron Rivera, has been losing for years now. I don't know how he's still an NFL coach. He's been losing for years. But Bill has, so I do believe a good coach can bring a average team, average players to like a 50-50 or close to 50-50 game streak. So game stats. That's what he's doing now. And a great quarterback will elevate that and make it a great team. So I still believe that it's still a joint venture. But one thing that Bill always says, and people always have their way of twisting this up. Bill has always said, I can only do this with great players. It's not me doing it. I'm just setting it up. They have to perform. And I've had great players in the past. Without great players, you cannot perform.
yeah.
And Mac, my biggest problem with Mac, and I'm referring to the Cowboys game, right? The way this guy is playing, at some point you gotta ask yourself, is he a really good quarterback? The guy has a noodle arm to start with. And then with that noodle arm, you're trying to throw the ball cross field twice. The first time you got away with it. The second time, that defender was waiting for you to do some stupid shit.
Yeah.
And so I think one thing people always try to do the who was responsible. I still think it's a duo because when it all started, people forget.
But KR, didn't Bill want Brady out? Because the story is that Bill wanted to show that he can win without Brady.
Oh no, I mean that's the narrative. So the thing
But
with
that's a
Bill,
narrative. That's a narrative that's being
yeah, that's not the
discussed like a fact.
crafted.
It's being
So
discussed like
this is
as a fact
this is the thing.
on ESPN First Take, on Undisputed. They do not talk about it like it's a rumor. They talk about it like it's a fact, and it's a well-known this is a fact as well. Not as well. This is a fact. What I'm about to say. A
Tell me.
fact is that Bill, and I don't think you will disagree. Bill is known to let people go before they fall off. So it's not a
Yeah.
secret that he didn't want Tom Brady there. And that's also that I think if it was any other position, let's say if it was the defense that was struggling, but the offense was good, Bill wouldn't be catching the amount of backlash that is catching right now because it's the quarterback position that's the problem.
The defense is good.
The defense is solid.
Good enough. It's
Yeah.
good enough to win games. But if you're giving out, and I'm gonna say this first, and I'm gonna respond to what you said. If you're giving up 14 points to the opponent, you're already losing. This is the NFL. This isn't the thing with Mac is in college he had great receivers that build him out a lot of times. And now
Yeah.
he cannot elevate players. Like I'll
Well,
give you an example.
well, I
I
do.
look
Yeah.
look at Texans.
Yeah.
CJ Stroud right now.
Mhm.
Bomb O line, bomb receivers. They are winning games. So you cannot tell me that because he's a. I mean, it's his third year.
Yeah, but remember what Bill did to Brady as well.
Yes, but
Bill
that.
wasn't giving Brady the receivers.
Because he was spreading the money around. He was keeping the team together. With the thing with receivers is now it's more a receiver and a quarterback league.
Yeah.
But back then you could manage the team, and what he would do is he would buy a lot of, or he would pay a lot of good players to stay with the team.
Yeah.
He was spreading the team. You cannot if you're spending too much on one player, it deep balance out. You will lose. What you see I'll give you an example of a team where it went wrong. Seattle Seahawks. They started paying Russ. As soon as they started paying Russ, the team went totally backwards. It was already done when they lost by throwing that ball in the finals. And then after it totally went south when they started paying Russ big money because they
But
had to cut off other players.
yeah,
But let me go back. Let me go back to
Yeah.
what you said. He want This is the thing. I believe. Okay, maybe he wanted him gone. You know why?
he was falling off.
No, he wasn't falling off. He had a great quarterback to following up. So he was on schedule.
So are you referring to the Garoppolo right now?
Jimmy G.
Yeah.
Jimmy G was at the Pats right back then.
Back then, yeah.
He had a great look at Jimmy G's record. Jimmy G, when he's not injured, he goes to the playoffs.
How often is he injured?
That's the biggest problem, right?
So-
But
so-
when he's not injured, so he had a good. So he saw already. Okay, if
Yeah.
I release Brady now, I can still keep on the pace because I
Yeah.
have a good quarterback.
Yeah.
But what did happened is so they didn't release Brady. He had to stay with Brady. Had to release what's the guy Jimmy G, or not to release him, trade him to the 49ers.
yeah.
And what you get is then the whole setup is broken. And when Brady leaves, you're then left with no backup. No
Okay.
one.
So you're saying to me, you're telling me that the reason, let's see if I understand it correctly, the reason why they are struggling is because Robert Kraft, the owner of the NFL, didn't let Bill Belichick um, use the word get rid of Tom Brady when he wanted to, when he had someone to follow up.
Yes.
And so when eventually it became time for Tom Brady to leave, there was no one there.
It wasn't because Tom. So the thing is this, and Tom had I think 2 years left on his contract, or 3 years left back on his contract back then. So you know that at the point Tom will say, you know what, either I I I retire or I go to another team, possibly.
Yeah. So you know it's the end already. Is your point?
You know, the end will come at a certain point, right?
Yeah.
What you want to do is you want to end it on your terms.
Yeah.
When
Continuity.
you
Yeah.
when you have someone already in place.
Yeah.
Now he then had no one. It shows you clearly they then had no one.
But with regards to the, by the way, speaking of receivers, is it correct that Chase Claypool also went to the Dolphins now?
Hmm. He got traded.
That's crazy.
They're gonna bench him like crazy.
Of course, you're gonna bench him, but it's still a good player to have on. Well, he
On
didn't
the
play
bench.
good. He didn't play that good, I think,
He
this
didn't
season. But
play.
anyway,
He didn't play that good.
he was playing good with the Steelers, I think. But
No,
uh,
otherwise they wouldn't have traded him.
wasn't he playing good with the Corvette? Anyway, what I think,
Corvette is these days at Pats, so watch your mouth.
no, Corvette is at Pats. They
Is
were
that
all Corvetting.
Smith
Juju, yeah, but they were all Corvetting. The
Yeah, they
Steelers
were
were Corvetting
Corvetting
until the Browns beat them in the
in the Corvette and left them blue and black.